What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Viv Luxx. I am here with Chef Hector in the Toro Bruto Kitchen. What are we making today?
We're gonna be making some pumpkin tamales.
Okay.
We're gonna make them, stuff them with some of these squashes and make a sauce with the butternut squash. This is a spaghetti squash, an acorn squash, and a butternut squash. First thing we want to do is to cook the squashes. They are really tough. Can't eat them raw.
Right, definitely not.
We have to cut them out, take all the guts, and then we're gonna cook them in the oven. Sometimes it's a little hard to get these going because they are so hard.
To be honest, you did that way quicker than I would have. That would have took me a really long time.
So you see, you can cook them whole. It comes out differently, but for what we need, we're just gonna cut little segments of it.
Okay.
That way they cook a little faster too. You could always use the insides for, to make salsas with it and toast them and snack on them.
Toasted sea sounds good. Nice and clean.
All right, so just like that, I'm gonna get some foil.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put some salt, some oil. Yeah, start cooking these. So we're just gonna pop these in the oven. I think they should take less than 40 minutes, so we're just gonna time it like that. We're gonna make this into the sauce. So I'm gonna peel it, cut it up and chunk it and simmer it. So it's actually gonna be something like a mole. So it's gonna come with like a flavor of like some spices to it. So there's gonna be some depth to the salsa, not just straight up butternut squash.
So talk to me a little bit about your culinary background. What made you wanna pursue food?
Don't really know.
Love that answer. Okay. Adding some water.
So I'm just gonna cook this so that they can soften up. And I'm gonna cover it, let it do its thing for a couple minutes.
So 20 minutes on that, and then we still got stuff in the oven. We have a lot of things we're managing, but I think we're doing good. No,
Every time
fine.
I make tamales, I forget to soak these. It comes like, shit, I forgot this important part. It hydrates them and makes them able to fold them. Because if they're too dry, they'll crack.
So I'm seeing some harina here. This is, what do we have in this liquid?
It's miso broth.
Okay, and then we have some salt.
Yeah.
And then what's that?
Some vegetable shortening because we're making these vegetarian. I'm gonna start with this. I'm probably not gonna use all of it. We're gonna try to make like a biscuit texture and I'm gonna soften it, but just kind of like give it a little masaje. So just kind of fluff it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna put the harina.
And then you're basically gonna combine it with that shortening?
Yeah, so it's like all flaky and such. How many are we making?
You tell me.
You know what? I'm gonna make all this.
Oh, he's like, you know what? We're going in.
I bought a lot of stuff. I don't really have like perfect recipes, only when it comes to baking.
Okay, that makes sense because baking, like I say all the time, is super precise. There's no...
So you see how it's like pasty? We don't want that. We want it to be like crumbly.
Crumbly. You tell me when to stop.
Keep go.
Oh, I see it kind of breaking apart.
See how it breaks down?
Yep.
You can go more.
Okay.
More. Okay, that looks good. Now, we have to get the baking soda or baking powder. So you don't have to use this, but it helps with the texture a little bit. So that was 2 teaspoons. I'm not gonna put that much salt. Just got a little bit of pinch. So you see, once it's like this, like crumbly, that's when we'll add.
We know that we can add liquid now. Okay.
Just kind of pour in the center.
Ooh.
This is cool. You want this masa to be like, almost like cement.
He's over here making tamal plaster.
It's a construction job. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do?
The pumpkin water?
That I just thought about, yeah, we're gonna use the pumpkin water. We're gonna like puree some of the butternut squash in it to see if we can get a little color. All right, so we got this thing. Yeah, so now it's getting there. You see that?
I see it, yep. I see what you did there. Ooh.
And then like when you put it on here, be like,
easy.
I'm gonna taste it, make sure the seasoning is correct. Just a little bit more salt. All right.
Oh. All right, so this is the squash that came out of the oven. So good.
Right, like
nice
spaghetti.
and creamy.
Taste that. Very good. Okay. So you want to squeeze up all the water. It might get a little messy, but it's okay. So I'm gonna do like an assembly line type.
Okay.
And then we can get the masa right there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna scoop it just so like, you don't need this, but we have it here, so it helps. So I'm gonna do 2, and we're not gonna use all that, so we're gonna like scrape it and then put it back into the bowl. It just helps with measuring. So kind of what you wanna do is this. You see why it needed to be spready?
Yep.
You wanna go as even as possible, but it needs to be perfect. You'll see why. You can like mold it after it's made right there. You see that?
Beautiful.
You don't want to go in the edges too much. Kind of want to keep it in the center, kind of like a triangle. Then we'll do the squashes.
Okay.
You don't want to overstuff it either. You might be tempted to like put too much in it, but like you don't need that much because you're gonna eat like more than one.
Right.
So now the tricky part is to
Wrap it.
like to roll it like a little cigar kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're bringing the edges in together
Yeah.
to kind of encase what you just put in there.
And then you start to form it. So that's why it doesn't need to be too perfect, but you kind of want that form. So you're forming it inside the leaf itself. You see people do different things with it, which
Fold
it's
it.
a little bit time consuming to do the little knots, but it looks really cool.
Right.
But we're not gonna do that today.
Heard.
It's just a little bit too time consuming. But
Looks
you know what,
nice.
we're gonna do it because
He's
sometimes
coming.
they'll come apart in the steamer.
So this is what we're looking like for those at home. We have a nice little tamal package here.
Bang. These are gonna come out nice. I'm excited for these.
They are. On average, how many tamales would one eat in one sitting? Like,
Let's say three.
Three?
You'd be like surprised. You might like have three and then come back later for like another three.
all right, so it looks like you did the work. We have a bunch of tamales here, and
Ready
what's
to go.
happening over here?
So here, I'm going to put them into a perforated pan because they're going to have to cook with vapor or steam. So I put a little towel underneath and had some extra leaves to
Okay.
kind of keep the moisture in. That might not be able to fit all these in there, but we'll fit as many as we can. You don't want to stack them too much because they need space
To expand.
and to like have the moisture kind of go around them. This is a good amount. You just want one layer. And then we're just going to put them into this one. I'm going to put the water underneath, put this on top, and we're going to cover it with foil. We'll put them on the stove and they'll cook for about 40 minutes to an hour.
Heard.
So the base of the mole is going to be onion, garlic, chile puya, some Roma tomato, sesame seed, and cumin, black pepper, and oregano. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fry up all these things together. We're going to start with the onion, the garlic, the chile, the tomato. And then when that's kind of softened up, then we're going to add everything else. And we're going to do it in one pot like this. So,
All right.
yeah, we're looking for like the step piece next to a translucent. It starts to kind of like look like golden, but we
Okay.
don't want to burn it.
Just whole.
Yeah. You can make mole with just 3 ingredients. Like my mom makes one with just chile, ajo, jitomate, and she uses masa and to thicken it. And
Okay.
it's a really good red mole. This is gonna kind of flavor the oil. Smell that?
That oregano, is that sesame seeds?
Sesame seeds, oregano, black pepper, cumin.
That
It's really-
smells insane.
Little.
Okay.
It's gonna sweat, cook down. We're just gonna let that cook. You see how it's becoming translucent now?
Yep.
So we're just gonna cook that down like one step down where it's a little, starts to like turn brown. And then we're gonna add the, once the tomatoes start to get mushy, that's when we'll move on to the next step, which is to blend it.
So you just finished blending everything, and now you're straining it.
Yeah, because I could see a little bit of the seeds and the chile didn't break down entirely,
Okay.
which is fine.
The color on
It's
that is
called-
gorgeous. The smell is crazy. And then we have another salsa to make, right? La salsa matcha.
It's like a crunchy salsa kind of thing. But for that, we do need to toast these things. So I'm gonna bring
Okay.
a pan over.
Pumpkin seeds and peanuts.
So once it starts to get toasted up, I'm gonna put them to the side, and then I'm gonna toast the same chiles, and then we're just gonna kind of blend everything together. All right, so that's pretty good. We got some chunkiness to it. Some it's like pasty, but it's also a little chunky.
Right.
That's good. I don't know if we should do the last one or not. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
He's changing his mind a lot in this kitchen today.
Just like that. You see, that's what you want.
Wow.
And then we add oil to it, salt to season, and there's
That
your
looks
basic salsa matcha.
insane. All right, let's see what's happening here.
Very nice, right?
Wow, that's insane. I'm excited.
This is really good for anything. It's like a good table salsa.
Oh, yeah.
The tamales are cooking up some right now. They've been there for about half an hour. I'm gonna give it maybe another 10 more minutes. It's almost there.
We'll talk through garnish. We have cilantro and we have onion.
Look for some of the baby leaves of the cilantro.
Okay.
The baby like center leaves are just more tender. And then for the onion, it's gonna do a few slivers.
We have some beautiful little intentionally picked cilantro leaves, which we love in the kitchen. And then we have some beautiful white onion slithers, which we're gonna use for garnish. All right, chef, so we have our tamales. They've cooked through, ready to go, and now we're gonna plate. So what are we doing first?
So we do have to let them cool down a little bit. So we're gonna put them on the plate. We're gonna come here with this sauce. And then cilantro and some raw onion. A little bit of salsa matcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a plate. Beautiful tamal. We got colors. We have onion. We have cilantro.
Whoa, that pumpkin sauce, that crunch, that's delicious. You did something here. It does taste cheesy though. This has been another kitchen episode with me and Chef Hector. Thank y'all for tuning in, and thank you for having me in your kitchen. And I think I'm gonna eat some more tamales off camera. So I'll see y'all later. Thank you for tuning in.